You are standing in the produce aisle. You reach for a bag of baby carrots, bright orange, 2 inches long, perfectly uniform. You probably already know they are not actually baby carrots. They are cut from full-size carrots. Most people know that now, but here's something that might surprise you. The entire category was invented in 1986 by one man who was 3 months away from losing his farm. His name was Mike Yurosek. He owned a carrot operation in Bakersfield, California, and 40% of his harvest was being thrown away because it was too ugly to sell. He bought a second-hand industrial cutter from a frozen food company for $8,000. He fed rejected carrots through it. He bagged the pieces. He called them baby carrots before his invention. Americans ate 6 pounds of carrots per person per year. After baby carrots took off, that number nearly doubled. What started as a desperate move to save a failing farm now moves over 1 million pounds of carrots per day. They sold out in days. Yurosek called Safeway the next morning. They wanted more. He called the frozen food company back and ordered a second machine. He kept the operation running out of his Bakersfield farm, shaping rejected carrots into uniform, 2-inch pieces, and bagging them by hand. Within weeks, other Northern California grocery chains were calling. The first buyers outside of retail were not who you would expect. McDonald's placed an early order. Disneyland followed. The convenience factor, no washing, no peeling, no cutting, made baby carrots the easiest vegetable to put in front of a customer. Kitchens that ran on speed and consistency wanted them immediately. By the early 1990s, the category had grown large enough that other companies moved in. Bolthouse Farms and Grimway Farms, both based in California's San Joaquin Valley, invested in industrial-scale processing. They did not invent the product, they industrialized it. Within a decade, the two companies controlled roughly 80% of the US market. Yurosek's small Bakersfield operation could not compete at that scale. He eventually sold his farm. The category he created kept growing. By 2016, 30 years after Yurosek fed his first rejected carrot through a second-hand machine, Americans were eating 11 pounds of carrots per person per year. The baby carrot had not just saved one farm, it had reshaped how an entire country ate vegetables. Here is how the process actually works. Start to finish, step by step. It begins with the harvest. The carrots used are not random. They are a specific variety called imperator, long, thin, uniform in diameter. This variety was chosen because its shape optimizes yield when cut. A typical imperator carrot measures 8 to 10 inches long and roughly 1 inch in diameter at the thickest point. A thicker carrot would produce fewer usable pieces. A shorter carrot would not fill the bag efficiently. The geometry matters. Once harvested, the carrots are hauled to a processing facility. These plants run at industrial scale. 75 to 150 tons of carrots per hour move through the system. That is the equivalent of processing roughly 300,000 individual carrots every 60 minutes. The largest facilities in California process over 1 million pounds of carrots per day. First step inside the plant is washing and sorting. High-pressure water removes dirt and debris. The water pressure runs at approximately 120 pounds per square inch. Optical sorters scan each carrot for damage or discoloration. These machines use infrared sensors and computer vision to detect defects invisible to the human eye. Rejected carrots are kicked off the line before they reach the cutting stage. This is the first filter. Roughly 5 to 8% of carrots are rejected here. Next comes the industrial cutter. This is where the full-size adult carrot becomes a baby carrot. The cutter chops each carrot into 2-inch segments. The blades rotate at high speed. A single cutter can process up to 12,000 carrots per hour. No peeling yet. Just straight cuts. Every piece moves to the next stage, then the abrasive tumbler. This is not a blade. This is not a peeler in the traditional sense. It is a rotating drum lined with rough surfaces made from carborundum or industrial-grade sandpaper. The carrot pieces tumble against each other and against the drum walls. The drum rotates at approximately 30 revolutions per minute. The friction scrapes away the outer skin. The rough edges smooth out. The irregular shapes become uniform. This process runs for 7 to 10 minutes depending on the size and hardness of the carrot batch. By the end, the 2-inch segments look like miniature whole carrots. Approximately 2 to 3% of the carrot's mass is lost during tumbling. That outer layer is collected and composted. After tumbling, the pieces drop into a hydrocooler. This is a tank filled with water chilled to 34 degrees Fahrenheit. The cold halts cellular breakdown. It locks in moisture, it extends shelf life. The temperature shock also firms up the texture. The pieces spend roughly 60 to 90 seconds submerged. Some facilities add a mild citric acid solution to the water to prevent oxidation and browning. Then they move to a spin dryer. Think of a salad spinner at industrial scale. The drum spins at roughly 800 revolutions per minute. The centrifugal force throws off surface water. Wet carrots rot faster, dry carrots last longer. The dryer runs at high speed for 90 seconds. The removed water is filtered and recycled back into the washing stage. Next is the second optical sort. Another round of computer vision scans every piece. This time, the system rejects pieces that are too pale, too dark, bent, cracked, or undersized. The acceptable length range is 1.7 to 2.3 inches. Anything outside that range is rejected. Approximately 10 to 15% of the pieces are kicked out at this stage. Those rejects go back to animal feed or compost. The optical sorters process up to 40 pieces per second per camera array. Most plants run multiple arrays in parallel. Then comes the chlorine rinse. The carrots are sprayed with water containing 50 to 200 parts per million of chlorine. This is a food safety measure mandated by USDA and FDA guidelines. It kills surface bacteria including E. coli and Salmonella. After the chlorine wash, the carrots are rinsed with clean water. The chlorine residue is removed. The level of chlorine used is well below what is allowed in drinking water by the FDA. Tap water in most U.S. cities contains up to 4 parts per million. The baby carrot rinse uses 50 to 200 parts per million. But the exposure time is under 10 seconds, and the final rinse brings residual chlorine down to near zero. Finally, the carrots are bagged. Each 1-pound bag contains approximately 15 to 20 full-size adult carrots. Not baby carrots, adult carrots. Cut down, shaped, polished, packaged. One more detail. You have probably noticed that baby carrots sometimes develop a white film after sitting in your fridge for a few days. That is not mold. That is not spoilage, it is dehydration. The cut surface loses moisture faster than the skin of a whole carrot would. The white blush is the carrot drying out. It is safe to eat. You can rinse it off or eat it as is. Here's where the story flips. The common reaction when people learn this is that it feels like a trick. The industry renamed ugly rejects and sold them as something cute. That framing makes it sound dishonest. But Eurosik did not hide the rejects. He solved the waste problem. Before 1986, 40% of California's carrot crop went to animal feed or landfills. The farm was not failing because the carrots were bad. It was failing because they were ugly and consumers would not buy ugly. The 2-inch cut solved a real human problem. Snackability. Whole carrots require washing, peeling, and cutting. Baby carrots require nothing. You open the bag and eat. That friction removal doubled American carrot consumption in 30 years. The name baby was never a lie about age. It describes size and convenience. The FDA allows the term, the industry uses it, and most consumers, once they learn the truth, do not feel deceived. They feel relieved that the food system found a way to stop wasting 40% of the crop. Now, try this. Next time you reach for a bag of baby carrots, look at the front label. Many modern bags say baby cut carrots instead of baby carrots. The industry quietly updated the name. It is more accurate. The carrots are cut, not young. One honest caveat. True baby carrots do exist. They are harvested young before reaching full maturity. You will find them at farmers markets or in gourmet cooking. They taste slightly more tender and sweet, but the bag in your fridge is not one of them. The bag in your fridge contains adult carrots that went through the process you just learned. Picture yourself back in that produce aisle. You see the bag, bright orange, 2 inches long, perfectly uniform. Now you know what it actually is. Not a baby, not a trick. Just a solution to a waste problem that became one of the most successful food innovations of the last 50 years. That is the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there is something you would like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.